I lost $100,000 in one morning after a London Uber driver set me up. I was the guy that was robbed of his entire crypto savings, left stranded in London, and severely injured. I just want to spread the word that Uber is not a safe option, especially when scams like this are being implemented by the drivers and Uber is doing nothing to stop it. I called an Uber about 1:30 a.m. May 9th to leave the bar, as I've done 100 times before. Driver arrives, app notifies me, I go outside. As I'm approaching the street, I'm flagged down by the vehicle. This man uses my Uber alias to lure me to the car. My Uber alias, not my first name, not my last name, but my Uber name specifically. He also appears to have the navigation on his phone for where I'm going. And he looks like the guy that I just saw in the Uber app. I didn't know at this moment, but apparently this was not the car that was registered with Uber. Well, after getting in the car, he offers me a cigarette, and I didn't know at the time, but this cigarette had a zombie state-inducing drug inside of that cigarette, and when smoked, I went in and out of consciousness. I recall at this moment, he asked me for my phone for directions. I vaguely recall us going through the passcodes, and we could have gone through multiple apps for all I know. After this moment is when I completely lost consciousness, or at least my memory. After what I estimated to be about 30 minutes, I started waking up slowly. I looked over, I saw that the maps on the car were there, but there was no navigation going on. He sees me starting to wake up and immediately slams on the brakes. We're going 40 miles an hour to 0 and nothing. Stopped in the middle of the street, and then he asks me to get out and go pop the back, or get in the back, or pop the trunk, or something similar to that. In my drug state, I thought that was weird, but I just did it. I got out of the car. As I was leaving the car, he ran and hit half my body in the inside door frame. I was injured at that moment, but still dazed. I watched him drive away for about 10 seconds before I checked my pockets and realized my phone had been gone, and my keys are gone as well at this moment. I entered panic mode at this moment, ran around on my bad hip that had just been hit by a car, as well as I had surgery on it about 6 months ago for a degenerative condition. I found somebody to buy me a ride back to my hostel, which was about 30 minutes away from this spot. When I arrived and got my computer out of my room, they had remotely wiped the computer within that 30 minutes. I've lost access to my Gmails, to my Apple ID, to my computer, to any account I've ever had access to. Not to mention my phone number, which can validate two-factor auth in some cases. Following hours, I lost over $100,000 in assets, crypto, and cash. I found out later that the first account to have passwords changed wasn't my bank, wasn't my crypto exchange, it was my Uber account. For what reason other than to protect their identity? This was extremely organized to the point that they knew exactly what to do with the drugs, exactly what to ask me to get me to do whatever they wanted to do. They knew how to wipe my computer, they knew how to access all of my accounts, they knew how to copy my authenticator, and they made out this day. They were not expecting me to get back into my accounts, but luckily I had an old Android back home that I was able to access through communicating and calling with my roommates. They went into my room, grabbed my phone, they removed the perpetrator, my old phone, from the access of those accounts. And we were finally able to start getting access again. After I got into my Gmail, I was able to track down the IMEI number of my old phone, called T-Mobile, deactivated it. Then we were able to get into my bank accounts and my crypto accounts one by one, but by the time that we got there, it had been far too late and everything was already drained. And if you know anything about crypto, you know that that's it. I immediately got the Metropolitan police involved, submitted claims with the FBI, and action fraud. Unfortunately, there was no prioritization by the police for 2 weeks, and now we finally have people looking into it. But I've since gone back to the States. Thank God I was able to. My family flew to London to help me as I was on a trip to spend time with them in Spain when I had the transit there and was not able to make my flight because of this mess. I want you all to learn from this experience. Use a burner phone when you go out, even if it's one night in London. Use the buddy system when you go out. It's so much harder to drug 2 people than 1. I would just not use Uber, but if you absolutely have to, make sure that they do not cancel the ride as you're with them, and just be wary. Don't accept anything from them. Water, cigarettes, anything. you can be drugged in any of those vectors. If anybody has positive words to share or similar experiences or stories, please help me get this out there. I didn't realize how unsafe this application could be. I always use specifically Uber when I'm like in South America, for example. They're known to be the safe option, but I don't know what's going on in the UK or if it's different, but I've since lost that belief. If anybody wants to help my situation, I have some links in my profile. But no pressure, please just share the thing and get it out there.